Well, here's your guys' first look at the Tulare ThunderBowl. We are here on the back straightaway where we're going to be entering the racetrack tonight. My first time being here, a new racetrack throughout 2020 because of the pandemic. We actually ended up going to a lot of new tracks, so I'm starting to get in that rhythm of knowing, you know, you show up to these places, you try to watch as much film as possible, ask other drivers, but I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm able to take on new places and figure them out a little bit quicker, because if you don't, you know, you're just going to be behind the 8 ball. So like I said, we're here along the back straightaway. That's turns 1 and 2 down there. If you go to our right, that's turns 3 and 4. In both corners, just taking a quick look at them, look a little bit different, but this place is known for putting on a good show. Right up on the wall, usually a pretty big cushion. There's also now an infield wall along the bottom, and it looks like K-rail. No berm down there, anything like that, so we're gonna kind of check that out throughout the night. That's gonna be something that's new, but like I said, new racetrack, Tulare, first 360 race of the season. Hopefully you guys are ready to follow along with me. You're really gonna get an inside look of what it's like to run a tough California track, and this is gonna be my first time running in the state in a wing 360 sprint car, so we're ready to get after it. I'll let you guys know the format as I learn more things, but we just got everything unloaded and we're ready to get Friday night started. All right, we just got all situated here at Tulare, had the pit meeting. We have 28 wing 360 sprint cars here in the pit area. Also on tap tonight, they have the 305s and the non-wing USAC 410s, which is gonna be so much fun to watch. I don't get to watch too many non-wing races in person. So next up, we're gonna go out for a mud pack here in about 5 minutes. Then we have hot laps, then we have qualifying. The next thing you're gonna see in the video is qualifying. We're going out super late. I think we're the 24th or 25th car because I pulled the pill number 86. Got some other fast guys there in my group, but how the format's gonna work tonight, we're gonna qualify. That's gonna set us up for 3 heat races, so I think we need to be in the top 12 to make the inversion because they're gonna invert 4. They're gonna take the top 6 out of each heat race, which will make 18 cars, and then take another 6 out of the B. So we're gonna try to put it in the A main event tonight, get some laps around Tulare, and head out for qualifying next. Well, just got done with qualifying here at Tulare. We ended up second quick out of 28 360 wing sprint cars. I was a little in disbelief at first because for a second I was at the top of the charts quick time before the last session, and it definitely helped going out later. Our car, or I should say the racetrack, got better and better, but we kind of set our stuff up a little bit looser because we hot lapped. Track was really crumbly, wasn't super fast, kind of slimy, breaking apart, and then as each qualifying session went of 4 or 3 cars, the times just got a little bit faster. We went out late, was in a good spot, and we ended up second quick. So that was a little surprising. I wasn't really expecting to be close to the top. I felt like our stuff ran good, but at the same time I was still adjusting to the tires, and we just laid down one good hero lap. So second quick. I think now we're gonna start 4th in the heat race. I'll keep you guys updated, but what a start to our trip here in Tulare, and really we're all just having a lot of fun.
Let's go.
All right, they're calling us the staging right now. They just did a full rework on the track, so it's probably going to be super hooked up. I put on 20 tear-offs. We start 4th. We need to run in the top 6, I believe, to make the redraw. Track's good right now, but it was just still super clumpy for qualifying, and it was starting to break apart. So we'll see how heat race number 1 does. We're in heat race number 2 because we were second quick. Good start to the night. Time to carry that momentum, though, into this next race on the track. right, got done with the heat race, went 4th to 2nd. We had actually a pretty tough one. DJ Noto in front of us, Craig Stidham on the pole, Rico to our inside, and actually starting on the top was much better. I was able to open up into 1 and cross actually the pole sitter, Craig Stidham, as he drifted up. So ran 2nd behind Neto. Car was really, really good. It felt a little tight in certain spots, but loose in others, you know, just trying to figure out how to get around the ThunderBowl and carry as much momentum while keeping the car straight and get through some of the rough spots. So this place is definitely unique and has a lot of character, and it's not really how we like it right now because it's super hooked up, but a good thing we got a fresh 360 in this thing that's got a lot of power, so it was able to get through there just fine. Anyway, I think the dash drawing is going to be up next, and we just got to see what we pull. 3. So we just did the pit draw. I think the 360s are kind of the supporting class tonight, so we didn't go out on the front straightaway or anything, but we pulled the 3, not too bad, right in the middle. I would have liked to bet on the front row, but at the same time with the track conditions and everything, it's not bad to be kind of right in the middle and see what we have to work with. One of the things I mentioned earlier were these right rear tires. Here in California, we're running HTW Hoosier right rears, and these things are a little bit wider than what we're used to with the Hoosier mediums. So this is my first night on it, so I'm just still trying to figure it out. It definitely gets through some of the rough stuff better, and like I said, it's just not what we're used to back home. So figuring that out, and we have the dash race up next, 6 cars. Just wherever we finish in that is where we're going to line up for the A-main event. Just more track time here at Tulare as we prepare for the 30-lap feature. Well, a little bit of a rough dash there. Started 3rd, pulled the 3, and kind of dropped anchor back to 6th. The track was just kind of right in the middle. I'm not going to make any excuses. I didn't necessarily run the right line or put together a bunch of good laps. I just didn't get in my rhythm. I kind of got caught up with trying to look too far ahead to see what the other guys were doing. Therefore, I just didn't hit my marks. But one thing that was good about that dash, I'm a firm believer, sometimes it's best to make those mistakes so you learn not to do them later in the night, for example, for the feature. So I saw what I did wrong, and now I'm really, really prepared for this A-main event to see what the track's gonna do. Still pretty hooked up. I think the top in 1 and 2 is gonna come in. Rico ran it really well in the B. 3 and 4 is kind of a toss-up on what's fast. It seems like the bottom is pretty good and the top just is so far around and a little rough down there. So I'm gonna hop in the car. We'll get with you guys one more time, and we're gonna be rolling off from 6th. All right, just pushed onto the racetrack. Excited for 30 laps here at the ThunderBowl. We made some mistakes in the dash. We know what we need to correct. Got to pay attention to our fuel load, how the car is going to react early. Try to kind of settle down, get some laps in, and get going. Super pumped to make my first start down here in California and see what we can do. We're in a good spot. ever A main event at the Tulare ThunderBowl has been completed. We started 6th, ran 5th, advanced 1 spot, so that feels good to be in the plus side of things and not on the minus side of things. Overall, the track wasn't great. I know it was the first time running here in about 2 years, so you know, got to give them some leeway there, but it just was really, really fast. Track never really widened out, and when it kind of did, where there was a chance to run the top, like early on in the race, I tried to run higher in 1 and 2 to carry some speed and momentum, but ultimately it just got too rough and it was way too risky. I was even trying to watch the guys ahead of me to see if any of those guys were trying to go up there, and you can kind of tell by people's driving styles if they're making it work, then maybe that's a good guy to follow, but some people are just maybe ballsier than others, and you kind of know who to follow and who not to. First half of the race, a lot of yellows, I wasn't able to get going, but later in the second half, once the track finally got going a little bit, we loosened up just because the field load, and because we got some green flag laps, that's where I'm best. I can get in a rhythm, and I felt like we did fairly good with what we had. My crew chief Roger Henderson put on a great setup tonight. You know, overall being in the top 5 just feels really good for my first time at Tulare and at the ThunderBowl. So night number 1 with the King of Thunder 360 sprint cars is complete here at the Tulare ThunderBowl. We're right where you exit the track, which I'm just gonna say is sometimes a tad bit sketchy. I hear when it's pretty greasy here, sometimes it's tough to get off this exit, but later in the night it was just fine. Anyway, 28-29 wing 360 sprint cars here at Tulare. We ended up running 5th. That's spectacular for my first night in California. I was pretty worried coming into it, and I don't wanna say I was disappointed with 5th. Like I said, that's great, but at the same time, starting 6th and just how the whole race went, it was kind of weird. We didn't really move forward much, but we didn't back up. The track was just so tricky to pass, and it wasn't really widening out. It didn't change a whole lot. It just kept grip most of the night, and I tried to even move up here by the wall entering 1 a little bit, and that was successful sometimes, and then other times it wasn't. I got on the bike and kind of got out of my rhythm, but like I said, the second half of the race in the last clip, it was really, really good. I felt like I was able to hit my marks multiple times over and over, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and put together some solid laps. So that's going to conclude night number 1. Thank you to all the fans that came to the trailer. There's so many fans here in the Central California of the YouTube channel. It's just so cool to get to talk to you guys and hear your stories. And we're going to start preparing for night number 2. I wish they wouldn't have shut off all the lights because I wanted to share with you some of the ruts. But maybe if we wake up early in the morning, we'll be able to share some of those down here in 1 and 2, 3 and 4. See you guys all in the next one. I do want to thank my crew, Roger, my dad, Bennett, Mom, Carissa, Carly, everyone for helping out, as well as my sponsors, On-Site Screeners, Next Gen, OMA, KTM, Earth It, and Environmental. Fast 4 Media, Pit Stop USA, QRC, Durango RV, Swindell Speed Lab, Ferguson, and everyone else that just helps us out. It's been fun, and our season is just getting underway. So I'll see you guys all in the next video with night number 2 of the King of Thunder Sprint at Tulare. Deuces.